Hey everybody, I'm going to go through real quick a little bit about the layered image editor in DAZ Studio, and what I'm going to use it for today is to place this tattoo on my model. So this is the final product here with the tattoo on there rendered, and so I'm going to show you how to do that. And if you want me to go more in depth in that later on in future things, I can do that. I would be happy to. So let me go ahead right now and pause this video, and I'm going to delete all this and I'll start over for you. Okay, so now I've got everything back to the way it was. Everything's back to normal. So the first thing you want to do is obviously have a model that you're going to place your tattoo or whatever it is you're doing. So I went ahead and created a quick camera view, this will be the view we'll use at the very end. And so I'm going to switch to perspective so I can see her back and shoulder area here. And so now what you want to do is go and get yourself a tattoo somewhere. I went on Google and I searched for butterfly tattoos, and I came up with this one, and I kind of like it. So I'm going to use this for my deal here. So I've already downloaded it, and I've already brought it into Photoshop. And so now I will cut this out and use it for my tattoo. So to start with, I'm going to choose my polygon lasso tool. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this shadow in so that it has that kind of neat 3D look once it's on my model. Okay, so I will go ahead and cut this out, and in the meantime I'll speed up the video here so you don't have to wait. Okay, so basically now I've got the butterfly cut out so I can move it around. And what I'm going to do is open up a new document here, and the size is not all that important for what I'm working with because it's very small and the picture is very large as opposed to the size I'm going to be actually using. You kind of have to play around with that depending on the size of what you're trying to do. The important thing is to make sure you've got a transparent background when you open this new one. So now at this point I'm going to just take my butterfly from this and drag it over here to the new one. And I will now clean this up a little bit further. And I will once again now, so I usually start by just taking the magic eraser and getting rid of the big areas of the skin on there. Now that one's not good. So we won't do that there. I'll just kind of clean this up quickly like that. Let's see if it'll work here. Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to just take my regular eraser and go in here close and, clean this up a little bit better. So once again, like I did before, okay, so now I've got my butterfly cleaned up pretty good, about as good as I'm going to do it right now. So now that I've got that done, I will save that out, and we want to make sure to save it as a ping so that it can handle the transparency. As a matter of fact, one other thing before I do that is let's go ahead and adjust the contrast a little bit because it's going to be on a body there. So see, that's going to, there we go. That looks good. So now I'll save that as a ping for the transparency. Okay, and I'm going to save it in here, and I will just overwrite the one I did before. Okay. Alright, so now finally we go into DAZ, and you want to make sure that in DAZ you've got your surface select tool selected. And then where are we going to put the tattoo? So we're going to put it here. So we're going to select this, and we're going to go into the Surfaces tab. We want to go into Diffuse, and we want to open the Layered Image Editor right here. Okay, and if we zoom to fit, we can see the whole skin map here. So I'm going to add a new layer, and then now this is where you would, the resource is where you're going to get the file from that you're going to use. So this is the one we just made. Okay, and it puts it way up here. Now I already know just from doing this already that that's way too big, so I'm going to go ahead and reduce this down to 40%. And of course, you can change the position by typing in numbers here, or by sliding and dragging these, or just by grabbing your item and moving it. And you can change the size by typing in here, dragging in here, either one. It doesn't matter which way you do it. And here you can flip it, and you can rotate it in these increments only. You can't free rotate or anything. So anyways, so there it is up there. So I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to begin to pull it down here, and it does move very slowly. It's just kind of the way it is. This is a big map that it's moving over. I think this is the reason why. Okay, once I get it down a little closer to where I want it, then I'll zoom in and place it a little bit better. Now if you look at the body, you can see that this is all the skin for the whole body. So this is her front and back and sides. Here's her ears. So this is going to wrap around her. So if I want to be on her left shoulder blade here somewhere, then that means here I'm going to want to be on the left side, somewhere in this area here, because it's higher than her breast, so it would be up in here, right? So this is where I'm going to place this tattoo. So I'll zoom in a little bit better, and we will drag it down. Now you have to play with this sometimes to figure out exactly where you are on the body. And because I've done this already prior to this tutorial, I kind of know that I want to place it right about here. This area here where it starts to curve out, that's actually where it wraps over her shoulder. So you don't want to put it up here, otherwise your tattoo is going to be folded up. But you can place it anywhere and just see what it does on here. So I'm going to go about there and hit accept, and we'll see our tattoo on her. And that's not a bad placement. If we spin it around here, it's not too bad. Looks pretty good. So that's not bad. We could, obviously when it's rendered it'll look better. And not only that, but we could move it around, we could resize it more, we could, obviously use a whole different picture if we wanted to. It's just on your liking, but I just wanted to do this quickly to show you the image editor. So what I'm going to do is switch back to my camera. So there's the camera, there's the tattoo, and I'm going to render this out. And while it renders, I'll pause the video here, and then I'll come back when it's done. I decided to come back on while it's rendering because I just wanted to mention that this is a very, very quick tutorial, and I did that because I'm not sure if people will be interested in this or if this is something that will be advantageous to people. So if this is something that you're interested in and you would like me to do more in-depth tutorials like my puppeteer tutorial, I would be happy to do that. I just don't want to spend the time to find out that it's really not of interest to anyone. So let me know if you want me to go into more depth with this, and I'd be happy to do that. Okay, so it's all done rendering, and as you can see, I've got the tattoo on her shoulder here, and I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, you could go into more. I don't even have any lighting on this scene. I just have a simple spot on her and an ambient light, and that's it. So, you could do a lot with this, and there's just so many things you can do. I mean, you could do blood, you could do water, you could do bruises or cuts or scars or anything you wanted to with using the layered image editor. So like I said, if anybody's got any interest in this and want me to go further into this, I would be happy to. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope it helped you.